Living in the future is good. We can rely on a machine to cook while we lounge in the bath before dinner. But that machine is only as good as what's put in it. And when it comes to some favorites, give them a miss. Whether you're making a sauce as a condiment or want to feature it as the star of your dish, you can almost always rely on the Instant Pot to get the job done. That is, unless you're making a dairy-based sauce. Adding milk or cream to your food will give it a richer flavor and nutrient profile. But as a general rule of thumb, dairy should not be left to cook for long periods of time or at too high a temperature. Why? Dairy is tricky to heat. According to Simple Lifesaver, when you add dairy to a pressure cooker, the quick heat function will bring it to a boil quite fast, which will result in a curdled mess. This is because too much heat too quickly causes the emulsion of fat and water in the dairy to break down. Similarly, slow cooking for long periods of time will also cause cheeses and cream to separate. Despite the low heat, the Instant Pot has both pressure cooking and slow cooking functions, and you might be tempted to just cook up your creamy sauce using them. However, you're better off making this on the stovetop. It will take a few extra minutes of attention, but you don't run the risk of wasting good quality ingredients, not to mention your meal plans.
I'm serious about this stuff. I'm up the night before, pressing garlic and dicing whole tomatoes.
Speaking of a creamy sauce, what better pairing is there for that than pasta? Pasta and noodles often make for tasty, quick-cooking dinners. But according to the Instant Pot website, spaghetti and macaroni are listed among the foods you should avoid cooking in your appliance. Why? Because these comfort food staples are prone to foaming and frothing and may clog your machine. In addition, if you've ever left your pasta or noodles on the stovetop for even a minute or two too long, you'll know how easy it is to overcook them. Bottom line, while you're likely to find countless recipes for Instant Pot pastas and noodles, it really is worth the minimal effort it takes to make these the old-fashioned way. You can make plenty of 30-minute pasta recipes without the help of an Instant Pot. This one might not come as too much of a surprise. Home pressure cookers are not made to handle deep frying. This is because their usual maximum operating temperature is 250 degrees Fahrenheit, much lower than the typical deep frying temperature of 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Trying to deep fry foods in a pressure cooker runs a twofold risk. First, it can damage your pressure cooker, and second, your food may not be cooked through, which is a potential health hazard. Your Instant Pot will not perform the deep frying magic you need, but there is an appliance that can. An air fryer may come in handy here, and might even have some advantages, including lower costs of oil and faster and more flavorful cooking compared to conventional deep frying. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. This can be a mantra for lots of things, and it should definitely be your mantra if ever you are tempted to place a cut of steak into your Instant Pot. A good piece of well-made steak will be marked by a number of characteristics: a seared exterior with just the right amount of char, a tender and juicy interior, and above all, loads of flavor. You should never put a steak in your Instant Pot. It will simply turn into a mushy mound of meat, especially as the Instant Pot isn't really equipped to create that beautiful exterior sear. This isn't to say that the Instant Pot can't be used to make delicious beef. It's just not suited for steaks, which do best with hot, fast, dry cooking methods. Beef dishes that would normally simmer for a long time to tenderize tough cuts are perfect for cooking in your favorite appliance. Stir fries are some of the best quick dinners on those weeknights when your energy is utterly sapped. Not only are they tasty and leave plenty of room to customize and build unique flavors, they're also a great way to use up the last of your vegetable odds and ends rather than letting them go bad in the back of your refrigerator. They're also a potentially healthy choice, a quick and easy meal you can feel good about. When you're tired, though, you may still wonder how to speed up the process using your Instant Pot. Don't. For the simple reason that you can't easily stir the veg, and that means you're not going to be getting that perfect texture that separates a great stir-fry from a mediocre one. Additionally, per master class, the first secret to a perfect stir-fry lies in the equipment, and ideally, that means using a wok. By concentrating the heat in the center of the pan, a wok allows some components to cook quickly, while others can be pushed to the sides for lower heat. An Instant Pot does not offer this level of control over your ingredients, and may even slow down the process unnecessarily. The Instant Pot's versatility is unmatched, but it can't do everything. When it comes to burgers, the Instant Pot once again pales in comparison to other cooking methods, which is why you should never use it to cook them. You could have perfectly seasoned and formed burger patties only to ruin them at the final stage. Like steaks, which require a crispy sear, burgers need an external crust, and one way of getting this is, ideally, by using a cast iron skillet. Cast iron skillets aren't only made to last, but they're excellent for cooking at high temperatures and far superior at creating that delicious crust you want on your burgers. There's always the good old-fashioned grilling method, but when that's far too much effort or you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can also use an aluminum or stainless steel frying pan. All will work better than an Instant Pot. If the scent of freshly baked bread wafting through the air has ever sent your mind reeling with nostalgia, you know the power of bread making. An artfully made loaf of bread is the stuff carb dreams are made of. However, as The Guardian asserts, there is a science that holds this magic together, with a history that dates all the way back to Neolithic times. Bread is a delicate dance of chemistry at every stage of the process, with all the care that goes into mixing, kneading, folding, and proofing the perfect dough. Baking it in the Instant Pot is unfortunately not going to uphold the integrity of your bread. While you may find recipes for Instant Pot bread peppered across the internet, according to Well and Good, a better application for your Instant Pot is using it to proof the dough instead. This is because you can set it to the ideal temperature, allowing the dough to proof at a consistent rate and help create that perfect loaf. No more excuses to skip the fresh bread, even without the Instant Pot.
Bethany, you said this was bread.
I guess it's been so long I forgot what it tastes like.
How do you forget what?
Baked creations live and die by their texture. You want a luxurious fluff to your cakes and a delicate, crunchy edge with a chewy center in your cookies. Unfortunately, the Instant Pot may not be the best way to achieve either of these outcomes. Helen McHugh ran the experiments for Tech Radar so you don't have to. After baking fudgy chocolate, orange olive oil, and carrot cakes, the common denominator across each of these pressure-cooked bakes was density and a lack of rise, leading to varying degrees of disappointment. Baking is not just about applying heat. The nature of the environment in which the heat is applied matters too. An Instant Pot will seal in moisture the way an oven won't, and that means you'll end up with dense, soggy cakes and cookies that are just sort of a chore to eat. Still can't be bothered to fire up your oven? Wise experimental bakers in all the corners of the internet have sworn by another kitchen gadget, the toaster oven, because the answer to cake should always be yes.
And who doesn't serve cake after a meal? What kind of people would kill them to put out a pound cake? Something.
Lentils are tasty and versatile and boast an impressive nutrient profile. They can be used as a meat alternative given their protein content, and can bulk up salads or add dimensional flavors and textures to various stews and soups. According to BBC Good Food, the different types of lentils need varying amounts of time to cook. For instance, yellow lentils would ordinarily take about 40 to 45 minutes. Green and brown lentils need about 35 to 45 minutes. Pui lentils take 25 to 30 minutes. And red lentils are some of the most quick-cooking lentils at 15 to 20 minutes. While your Instant Pot can be a go-to cooking method for some lentils, not all lentils will work in this quick-cooking wonder of ingenuity. Given how short the cooking time for red lentils is, sometimes even just 10 minutes, they're better off staying out of the Instant Pot. Otherwise, you run the risk of ending up with a pot of overcooked, mushy lentils. Red lentils do make a yummy puree, but that is only really tasty if it was the intention from the moment you stepped into the kitchen, not a last-ditch effort to save overcooked lentils. When it comes to fish, it's important to maintain high levels of care and attention from the moment you purchase it right until you serve it. While you may be tempted to have your Instant Pot do all the work, it's not necessarily the best tool for the job. Fish and other seafood are notoriously easy to overcook, so you'll need to keep a close eye on them to uphold the integrity of their delicate flavors and textures. According to City Fish Market, mussels and clams cook for about 3 to 5 and 5 to 10 minutes respectively. Shrimp takes about 60 to 90 seconds. Beyond that, and they're overcooked. And once overcooked, seafood tends to have a chewy texture. You can avoid this by having a bowl ready beside your pot and using tongs to place the cooked seafood in the bowl as soon as the mussels and clams open or as soon as the shrimp curls into a perfect C. Of course, you don't have this level of control with an Instant Pot, and if you don't set the timer perfectly, you're liable to open the lid to reveal tough, overcooked seafood. Combine this with how quickly seafood cooks by conventional methods, and there's no reason to break out the Instant Pot for this type of ingredient. In 2018, Instant Pot launched a model, the Instant Pot Max, that boasted a canning function. Per CNET, not everyone was celebrating this model's release into the market as concerns rose regarding the safety of this function for home canned goods. If you grew up in a kitchen that was filled with jars of pickles, jams, and various other preserves, you'll know the delicious joys of home canning. However, a key component of this joy has to do with the safety precautions that are taken to ensure canned foods cause no illness when consumed.
Yes, Bill. You're getting a stomachache. You have a stomachache, it isn't any fun to play.
The National Center for Home Food Preservation doesn't recommend using electric multi-cookers like the Instant Pot for canning because there hasn't been research into whether electric cookers maintain a safe temperature throughout the canning process. In essence, any supposed ease offered for your home canning by an electric multi-cooker is simply not worth the risk. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the best way to ensure your home canning is safe is to ensure that you follow the USDA's Complete Guide to Home Canning.